Tough one. A lot of heart shown by our kids tonight coming back. I think down 15 or so or whatever. Came back, took a lead. Wish we would have hung on that a little bit better. I know the kids would like to take some of that stuff back, but they fought hard. It's just disappointing because we're a team that knows it's on the brink of doing some special things, but we got to finish the deal. So we know that.
Well, I feel like one thing this team has always been is fighters. We never been like the type of people to give up. So after a tough loss like that, we know all we got to do is keep fighting and just come back, as hard as we can. And halftime, we talked about their third quarter is like the quarter that they usually score the most points in. So we knew that defensively it had to be our best, defensive quarter. So that's kind of what we focused on and locked in at. Yeah, all of us were. That's what we have to do to stay together, just kind of feed off each other, give each other energy in order to stay up and, just not get down at any point.
Like Brandi talked about, we knew we needed to lock down on defense and stop their runs. They were up on us at half, so we knew we needed to start with defense and slowly start inching our way back in. We started to make runs, and then it started to piece itself together to get us a better lead, and we really executed, I guess, what we wanted to do in the third quarter of this game. We really didn't make any changes at half. We just really focused in. We knew that we needed to pick up the intensity, amplify our defense, and we really committed ourselves to it, and it really picked up, and you could see that it resulted in us being able to get stops and scores.
No, the play wasn't designed for me, but, if it doesn't work out, then, you do what you got to do. And I think the most important thing for us was just simply getting a shot off, just getting a good look at the basket, and whether that was me or somebody else, as long as we got the ball off. Allie Andrews, if you saw that she checked in the game at that time, that's who we were looking for to get the shot off.
You kind of have to put games together. In the last game, we did not have a good third quarter. And so, as those guys said, it was a big focus is the one thing you can control is your intensity defensively and how hard you play and staying locked in. These kids have always have tried to play hard, but sometimes we've had trouble just locking in for 40 minutes, and that was actually the biggest thing we said at halftime. A couple things we recognized what they were doing defensively, but it was more, putting together a solid 40 minutes is what you have to do to beat teams that like Indiana. And so I think they have bought into an understanding that it's not just wanting the game, it's how to mentally stay focused that long. We started getting defensive stops, and then the tempo started increasing, and we want to play with tempo. We scored 83 points, and that's if you look at our scores this year, obviously our offense is at a higher level, but and that's why we preach defense, because you can't really run on makes all the time. So, they boarded. We went to a bigger lineup today, to help with that so that we could get some runouts. Jalen's like an energy bug, and she's a kid that will constantly be talking, constantly directing traffic out there, and constantly knowing what we are in defensively. And, I thought also just to take some of, you put all the burden on one, Brandi, maybe loosen her up and give her a chance to see more shots off the ball than on the ball. So it was kind of a combination of a couple of reasons, and I thought she's done a good job. She's a veteran, she likes being in that role, so it did help us tonight. The pass was supposed to go where it went, okay, and then there was a fade screen going on the backside, and that was her read. I said, if you see the fade and it's open, we have time enough to throw it and shoot it. If you don't see it, you got to take the shot. As a player, I just assumed she'd be outside the three. I think she thought she was outside the three, and until we coached computers, it was inside. So the kid, it was close. I was hoping we should have popped a little, but those are things that won't happen twice. But it was just, I don't know how close her foot was on the line at all.